All right, guys, we are back. This is the eSports Report, and today it's roster lock day, meaning we are going to see all kinds of ups, downs, left, right, back, forward. Any direction you could think these players will be moving, rotating, and switching spots. So far, we have announced, of course, Optic Nation trying to get Embos on the line a little bit later in the day, but he has announced on Twitter that his new squad that does not have a spot in Season 2 for the moment is Embos, playing with Ricky, Killa, and Miracles. So a pretty good lineup. If you look at it on paper, these guys are a very strong squad. It's basically Curse Las Vegas with Embos swapped in for Parasite. That is going to eliminate some arguments that we saw when Curse Las Vegas was playing together. The question is, will Ricky and Killa be able to get along? Will this whole foursome be able to get along and see success? At the moment, they will have to go to Anaheim and play through the Season 3 play-in tournament. That does have a $10,000 prize pool, but they do not have a chance of going in to the championship bracket, it was formerly called, and play against the top 8 from the U.S. and the top 2 from Europe. So we'll see how this all shakes up, because as Ricky was pulled from SB and as we saw Killa and Miracles taken from Justice, Stainville also departed that squad. Justice now has 0 players. There's 0 players on this Justice lineup, and they have an opportunity to fill that lineup by 5 o'clock. A lot of people, including Methodz, have suggested that Rise Nation become Justice. However, those are 2 totally different owners. The question is, can Big Snack strike a deal with the owner of Rise Nation? Can the players come over? Are they bound to contracts? What is in the best interest for those players? You know Rise Nation desperately wants to be in this league. They've voiced that time and time again. In fact, Pac-Man, his heart was broken today, and we saw it on Twitter. As soon as Optic Nation was announced, he wrote, "I wonder if MLG will give the spot to Optic Nation or Rise. What do you guys think?" Then came Big Hex. Hector Rodriguez, one of the most impressive guys in the Call of Duty community. What he has done with Optic Gaming is absolutely phenomenal, and I think this tweet will earn him even more respect. Optic Nation is new, and we didn't compete in Champs. We will make sure you get a spot before us. Now, of course, MLG has been consulting with the team owners throughout, even from the Winter Invitational, through Season 1, and throughout Season 2. We're always working with the team owners to try and figure out what is the best possible way to get this league started and to grow this league into a larger professional sport. Having games on a regular basis leading up to major events, just like we see everywhere else. Hector doesn't have 100% control here, but you know he will speak up in the best interest of Rise Nation and what he thinks is fair. I think a lot of other team owners will speak similarly. However, there's always opportunity to see a play-in tournament if there's no one getting that 12th spot, having a chance to compete, just like we did with the play-in tournament for Season 2. Rise Nation, remember, did not win their play-in opportunity. They had a chance to get in the spot that we saw Vex and Erupt take. So Rise Nation, although they went pretty far in Call of Duty Championships, I see this as a totally different thing. Everyone qualified through an online tournament except them up to this point. They had an opportunity, just like Xfinity, they missed that opportunity, but now they really have a second chance with an opportunity to go to Justice. Let's bring on my boys one more time. I have Methodz and Stainville, the newest member of this Strictly Business squad. Not Justice, Strictly Business now. Stainville, I know you're excited to be playing with this new team, but let's get your thoughts on a few of the other moves going on out here. Apathy and Dito, 2 members from Strictly Business, were rumored to go to TK. They were going to take a spot that Methodz was there in an empty 4th spot. Apathy is staying, but Dito already gone. Did you see this move coming?
No, I didn't think Dito would leave. I mean, TK is a known team. They're a known organization. They had a pretty good, solid roster. I mean, I wouldn't have left if I was him.
In Methodz, do you know anything on the background of the Dito Sensor rivalry? Because I was going through.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, these two hate each other. Like, there was a Vine posted of Sensor speaking to Dito while he was next to him in a hotel room, and Dito just ignored every word he said. My camera's malfunctioning.
You're good.
And so, you know, I was sort of like curious. I was like, you know, if they hate each other so much, how's it gonna work? But I guess it comes down to, you know, they played pretty well at PAX. They played well. They're former teammates. I'm actually surprised that they didn't try getting Apathy. Maybe they did try getting Apathy. I just know Apathy has a better attitude and will probably get along better with the FaZe Black members than Dito would. But, whatever they want to do, whatever FaZe Black thinks is best for them. They're going to have some crazy slugging power still. That just because Proofy's gone, he's replaced with Dito. Dito's a hell of a player. But definitely two different roles. I think Dito plays a little slower with an AR rather than Proofy with his sub just running around being robo-proof. But, skill-wise, not a bad move, but the clashing of heads during the game can get pretty crazy. So hopefully that team keeps their cool, and if they do, they'll be a good roster.
And you got to love what the community is finding here on, of course, the COD competitive Reddit. If you guys aren't already on there, it is reddit.com/r/COD competitive. Here's a Giazzo that someone took a screenshot, a Twitter conversation between Replays, Sensor, and Dito. Replay starts it off, surprised SB is breaking up. This was back on April 6th. I thought it was a solid roster. Also won an event as well, of course, the U.S. Championships. They topped everyone, had the #1 seed going into the Worlds, finished 4th there. That's what happened when you have Sensor captain the team. So Dito straight up calling out Sensor at that moment. Sensor then replying, "Nobody wanted to play with you, Ken. Until you learn to change your attitude, you'll never get anywhere, man." Has there been a change of attitude? I think that's the real question. Can these guys get along? Pretty ridiculous that you can just see the hatred and it's out there publicly, calling each other out. I'm wondering, how far will this FaZe Black roster go? How long will they stay together? And are they done making team changes yet today? You guys think they'll stay together?
I mean, at least for Anaheim.
At least for Anaheim.
If they may place top 8 in Season 2, I mean, I think that team will be a good team. I think that they'll work together well. Saints and Formo are really good friends, so I see that team lasting as long as they perform well. If they don't perform well, that team's gonna fall apart quick. That's just simple to it. As soon as they start losing, not only will they actually be losing in game, the players will be like losing their minds on each other. They're just gonna drink Cellucor and like lift weights, throw them at each other. Sensor's gonna be throwing his dumbbells. It's gonna get crazy. So.
It's gonna get rowdy real fast. Stainville, how good is this team on paper? Formal, he was arguably the best slayer on TK. You have Saints, who has always been a monster for Strictly Business. Sensor, who does that OBJ work, and Dito, who, I mean, these three have been on SB together. Is Formal now in place of Apathy? Is this as strong of a team as Strictly Business once was?
I think it's capable. I think they have an unlimited amount of slaying power between Dito and Saints alone. And you throw in the other two, and Sensor just gets the job done. He fills in the gap where it's needed. And, I mean, if they can keep their head straight and play and they're all on the same page, it can be a very scary team.
Could be dangerous. Can they get along? Honestly, Dito did not want to come to PAX. In fact, he told people straight up he's not coming to PAX. It took a few phone calls saying, if you don't come to PAX, things are going to happen, that he showed up. And they actually went all the way, finished second, took home $4,000 together. They showed to me there that they can come together and play whether or not they like each other. And that's something that I found very admirable. So we'll see what goes down with FaZe Black. We're going to go back to another commercial break. We have an AMA from Mr. Adam App. If you guys don't follow him on Twitter, he is the executive in charge of all operations here at MLG. He answered some of your questions, including what's going to happen with Season 2. Guys, before I let you go, where can we find you? Where will you be streaming? And how pumped are you about this new roster?
You can find me at Methodz_SB, with a Z, of course. I'm definitely excited. Tosh, I love playing with the man. He's probably one of my favorite teammates to ever have. And just look at his face. You got to love the guy.
Tosh, how far can you go with John and Spacely?
I'm hoping as far as we're taking it. We're going all the way, man.
That's good.
I'm excited to be playing with Methodz again. We've had a good run in the past, and I didn't want to have to leave them, but it was for age reasons. But we're reunited, and I think we're about to do some good work.
Reunited, and it feels so good. Fellas, excited to see what you guys are bringing to the table with Season 2. Thanks for coming on the show. We have plenty more interviews still to come here, guys. Of course, I set it up for 4 o'clock. That's our normal time slot, but there was just too much to cover. Wanted to break this news live. Thank you so much for coming on. We'll be right back with the AMA from Mr. Adam App.